This news update is brought to you by
This is the 7 a.m. Barbados Today News Update for Tuesday, September the 30th, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Good morning. Devastating. That's how the president of the Barbados Association of Retired Persons, BARP, has described the announcement by the National Insurance Scheme that the disbursement of tens of thousands of benefit checks are now on hold. The National Insurance Scheme said yesterday that the delivery of all benefits, including pensions, would be delayed due to a hardware malfunction which has severely affected its computer network. The NIS said its technical team has been working consistently to rectify the matter, but that it anticipates it will take about 3 weeks to correct the problem and restore the network to its full capacity. Bushes said the long delay will devastate the BARP members, and he hopes that the NIS finds an alternative method of paying pensions. Government's proposal to legislate a 25-year minimum age for persons who can be eligible to drive public service vehicles is getting the thumbs up from the Association of Private Transport Operators. However, interim president of the association, Maurice Lee, tells Barbados Today that such an arrangement should be taken on a case-by-case basis. Lee argues that there are some people over 25 who behave immaturely and vice versa. He also responded to another proposal by Minister of Transport and Works, Michael Lashley, which requires that PSV drivers have 4 years experience.
In terms of this 4-year experience, right? If some person gets the license at 25 and the ministry insists that they have to have 4 years experience, that means they got to wait till they're 29 years old to drive. So you get your license and you still got to sit down for 4 years. I'm saying that that is something that should be carefully studied before it can be implemented, because as long as you get your license, you should be allowed to drive. That's how you gain experience.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
To the big story on the regional front now, Jamaica is facing a $5 billion garbage problem. The government agency responsible for waste disposal in the country says it urgently needs that amount of money to properly address the problem of uncollected garbage now plaguing many areas across Jamaica. Over the last 2 months, businesses, individuals and politicians have been pressuring the National Solid Waste Management Authority to improve its service after garbage began to pile up across the country. Executive Director of the authority, Jennifer Edwards, admits that the agency is facing a crisis as it relates to fixing the problem. And finally, on the international scene, Iraqi ground forces backed by airstrikes appear to have halted advances Islamic State militants in a town west of Baghdad. The BBC's Luce Doucette in the Iraqi capital says the airstrikes followed clashes with ISIS militants who have been making gains towards the capital.
Heading to the last defences between Baghdad and so-called Islamic State fighters. In recent weeks, the IS attacked this route on the western edge of the capital. We're travelling with two powerful sheikhs. Their task? To rally the tribes and help stop the enemy at the gates of Baghdad. There have been heavy battles right here, Sheikh Ali tells me. Our brothers were here, he says, pointing to the gunmen. Don't be fooled by their relaxed pose. The front line lies along that horizon. Beyond that, just 16 miles away, IS is in charge.
And that's how we end our 7 a.m. Barbados Today update. You can join us again at noon. But in the meantime, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay in supermarkets and gas stations near you to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a wonderful day.
This news update is brought to you by